men, there's this ego behind them, right? Not necessarily always saying that it's a bad thing, but men like to lead, right? And so if their woman is making more money, if she's, handling all of this and they feel like they don't have that, then that's what creates the conflict.
I could tell you this just by being exposed to really smart people, they're socially awkward. I can't even imagine what dating them would be like or even having sex with them.
Do you think that you would really be with someone who would just be sitting on their ass, not having a job, and
no, absolutely not.
leeching off of you? Because
No.
I don't think that I would be with anyone that I would even have to ask them to show me that they're looking for a job, show me that they have a plan.
You're going to keep that same energy. Like, we went 50-50 on dates, so when we move in together, you got 50 of these bills. Like, you're okay with it.
Financially, I'm okay with it.
Hi guys, it's your girl Amanda. Welcome back to Eight at the Table. On this episode, we are going to be discussing, do people with higher IQs have better relationships in sex? So let's get into it.
Okay, so I went to nursing school, and while going to nursing school, I worked with doctors and nurses and residents, and I could tell you this just by being exposed to really smart people, they're socially awkward. I can't even imagine what dating them would be like or even having sex with them. I don't know. Sometimes smart people do dumb shit. So if there is scientific proof behind that, I need to see who they were researching, because maybe they're just really good at pretending to be really smart, which is smart in essence, right? But to be honest with you, no doctor, no resident that tried kicking game was able to get my number because they were just so socially awkward. They don't have the bedside manners. This is why there's nurses, and because doctors really don't know how to talk to their patients. So how the hell are they going to talk to their potential girlfriend? I think two doctors, yes, because they're like two peas in a pod. Two intelligent people, probably yes, because they get each other's awkwardness. But like someone that doesn't understand that level of, I guess, genius, you're not connecting with me emotionally. You're connecting me with just mind, and I need mind, heart, and spirit. That's me.
That is so freaking weird though that you mentioned that, because that is so true. A lot of like super smart people that I know have been socially awkward. Like, what is the connection there?
They're not, there's no connection. That's the problem. They're not connecting with people. They're just studying and diving into their books. That's the problem. Like, you could be smart and memorize things and understand how to problem solve things that are going to constantly be reoccurring, but life is not linear, right? Life is like this. It throws you curveballs and there's ups and downs. You got to really sit in yourself, in your emotions, and think about things, right, to navigate through it. Life is never linear, It's always going to be ups and downs, curveballs. So there's no book on life that you can study strategically that's going to help you get through any lows or woes correctly. Like, you have to, everybody's playbook is different. What has made you survive has led you to thrive, right? But that might not apply to me. It might be good asset information to give to me, but you can't tell me you read a book and now you know everything about life if you haven't experienced life. So how are you going to tell me about love if you haven't experienced love, because you're so in love with your textbook that you haven't given yourself a chance to connect with somebody? So,
but who defines what's smart though, right? Because that doctor who's like, all in their books and all about their work can be in a hospital and find somebody who's all about the same things, and that might be sexy,
compatible,
and they might get it in, and that might be like, I'm having all this sex and all this sex and we're having all of this fun. So it's like, who define,
I was just gonna say, I think there's different kinds of smart. So there could be like book smart, you guys, you have a high IQ, or there's like a smart in a sense where you're able to solve a lot of life problems, or you're like street smart, or things like
different kinds of intelligence is also different. So yeah, speaking your love language maybe might be what the compatibility.
Maybe, but there always has to be a compatibility when you reach a certain type of intellectual, and you have to,
right, I think,
and you're kind of figure out like where your partner is at, like in comparison to you. So what if it was you, right? What if you were the person that had the higher IQ, not the social, not the, social awkwardness or whatever, just a higher IQ in your relationship? What would that look like? Would that be a challenge for you, or would that make no difference for you?
I mean, me personally, in order for me to even be in a relationship to begin with, we have to have certain things in common. So if you can't even relate to me on an emotional and like intelligent level, then I have no business being in a relationship with you. If that's what I, you know what I'm saying? If that's what I think. That's why I'm saying, like, I think there's different descriptions and different things to what people consider smart. And it's like, you know, does it have to do with like age, right? Because I consider myself more emotionally intelligent in my 30s than I was in my 20s. Like, if I think back to people I dated in my 20s or things that like I let slide in my 20s, when I think about that as a 30-plus-year-old woman, it's like, what were you doing? Like, what does that even mean? Right? So I think like that has something to do with it. Like,
the growing pains of life.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you learn, you have experiences. So like things that I wouldn't have been privy to in my 20s, I've experienced it. So now in my 30s, I know what to look out for.
What's interesting is that there was a study that said people with higher IQs tend to not have successful relationships. So that's where I then think, because I'm a person of analytics, things have to make sense. So how can someone with a high IQ not be successful in relationships? It leads me to my personal experience of seeing that social awkwardness, because human relationships or it's about being able to communicate, right? It doesn't matter how smart you are, right? Like you said, you can have all the book smarts in the world, but if you can't connect to a human being, how are you ever going to be able to hold a steady romantic relationship?
So you can have this high IQ, right? You can be like what's considered a genius, but just not have the social capability to connect, right?
I feel like that's one way to look at it.
Okay.
And I feel like for me, being that the study says that if you have a high IQ, you're more likely to not be successful in a relationship, my mind takes me to your partner not being able to deal with that, your partner not being on the same level, and you having.
Do you think there's jealousy?
Right. So is it because the insecurities come into place?
It's the insecurity. It's your ego being challenged. It's all of that, and I feel like I talk on this subject a lot, being that, you know, women nowadays are, you know, they're getting, you know, high degrees and they're making a lot of money. Yeah, they're furthering their education. They're making more money than men. I feel like this is also just following in the same category. Like, if you're in a relationship and you are smarter, have a higher IQ than your partner, that is going to cause conflict in your relationship, whether you think that it will or not. It will.
So do you think it only causes conflict in the relationships when it's like the woman making more money and the woman who's more highly intelligent than the man, and then it becomes like an ego-driven thing?
I do feel like
it will be more problems in those type of relationships versus a man having the higher, you know, IQ, and like,
I feel like
I think men are more open to wanting to, hey, let me put you on, or let me teach you, or even being okay with, hey, guess what, I might have this high IQ and you don't, but you're good, you're enough for me. I think, and I'm gonna have to be honest, I think us as women, like, if we are in that position where maybe we have the higher IQ, we have these, you know, graduate degrees, we have these, you know, jobs paying us 6 figures plus, we got all of these things going on, and then I feel like if you have a man that you feel like is not on that level, then it changes a lot. So I think we're a lot harder on the men than the men are on women.
Yeah, I feel like men feel like this is ego driven. We live in a social world where it's all about that. We've been preconditioned that the man is smarter, the man is problem solving, the man, because at a young age, little girls are being taught to play with toys that are domestication, like ironing, cooking, babies. Where boys are being given,
kitchen,
you know,
sets.
They're given like blocks to build things. So, you know, that's why our generation's a lot different than this newer one, which is why you do see younger girls, you know, figuring out how to use this iPhone 13. When I'm there, like, Tita, I was like, holy, like, you know, Madison, can you please tell me how do I go to my settings, because I don't know where to go. But it's interesting to see that a woman that's intelligent can love a man that's not at that same IQ because of our emotional intelligence, where men have not practiced their emotional intelligence, so that when they date a woman that's got the higher intellectual, the better career, they feel dummied down. But not because the woman's making you feel dummied down. It's because it's your ego. It's your insecurity.
Right. You feel insecure.
No, yeah, because I feel like if it was the man that has the higher IQ, it's seen more as like normal,
Right.
like the typical
It's
relationship,
expected.
Right.
where the man is, the smartest one in the house, and he's making the more money, and he has the better job, so he's, the head of the household, and everything is all on him. He's like up here, and she doesn't have to worry about everything. She's just, very dependent on him. He's the smart one. He's the one with all the money and all that. But when it's the other way around, it's like, oh,
Right.
okay, well, she got it. Well, she's smarter.
What am I?
Like, what am I?
I'm
like,
not doing
What role do
enough.
I play?
Exactly. It's kind of like they almost feel like, okay, well, what's my purpose here? And that caused problems in the relationship, in the household, if you guys live together. It's like there's also some sort of entitlement when you feel smarter.
Right.
Not when you feel smarter. Like, if you are
When
smarter.
you are smart, it just kind of comes out. Like, it exudes. It's not like you're trying to purposely dummy someone down. It just,
Right.
I'm smart.
I could see so far out how that would cause so much problems in a household.
But I think if it causes problems in a household, then I think that's just like you said, it's an ego thing. It's an insecurity thing. Because if you respect each other, then and you decided to be in this relationship, and you guys are really on like level playing field mentally, then those things shouldn't matter. Right. But I think that like men, there's this ego behind them. Right. Not necessarily always saying that it's a bad thing, but men like to lead. Right. And so if their woman is making more money, if she's, handling all this, and they feel like they don't have that, then that's what creates the conflict.
And the interesting thing is, like, as a woman, because I know you are a boss and you're a boss and I'm a boss. Sometimes the boss just wants to go home and relax. She wants to leave work at work. She don't want to bring that here. So in a relationship, all right, I might have to be the boss because of the career path I chose. But in my relationship dynamic, I don't want to play the role of a boss. I don't want to play a role of a mom. I don't want to play a role of a babysitter. I want to be with a partner that we can, with intention, build something together, whether it's memories, whether it's a project, whether it's just do nothing, And that, I think, is like at a different time that we're living in, because we're living in a time where people are saying couple goals, and that's great. But what about just pursue your own goals? And if there's something that you can do together, amazing. But don't add unnecessary stress to an already stressful environment in your life. Let it just organically flow.
But I don't think smart necessarily equates to like the degrees you have, right?
No,
like I have a master's degree. That doesn't mean I'm smarter than everybody in the room.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Like
not.
I have a master's degree, and like if we're being candid and we're being honest, like I've dated men who are like drug dealers, right? But have taught me things that a book could never teach me.
No, yeah,
That a book can never teach me.
That's
so it
why
has
there's
absolutely
levels.
nothing
Street
to do with
smarts, street smarts.
education.
Right,
it has
right.
to do with like, not saying that education doesn't factor in. Of course it does, but like experiences are just as important. And I've learned that. I've gotten the extended degree, but experiences have taught me much more than my master's degree has ever.
Right. And how easy is it for people to cheat? Because I know how many
Right. Like, it's like anybody can get
Oh, yeah. Just because you got a degree, that doesn't
That
mean
don't
anything.
mean, right. So, like, what defines how smart you are? You know what I'm saying?
You barely passed. Stop. You at C minuses. Who you talking? Who you trying to kid?
So why is it that the more education that a woman has, she's more likely to be single statistically?
I think maybe because she's more aware, right? Like you're more aware, like you've gone through these experiences, like you can kind of recognize what the red flags are and understand that, like, don't take that as a sign, right? Because I remember like in my 20s, like, it's like, all right, maybe that was a red flag, but oh my God, I love him.
He could change.
We're going to see how this goes, right? And it's going to be the same thing. I think it's just awareness. I think it's just the emotional intelligence and the emotional capacity to recognize, like, okay, yes, he's fun. I might love him. I might like him. I might love everything about him, but these things are red flags. Like there's no way that
enough.
Right, that's not enough. There's no way we're going to work through these things. These things are going to always be present, or we're always going to keep running into the same problem. And so I have to make the executive decision to step away from it. Right? I think it's just kind of an awareness thing.
I feel like people that go to school that further their, I didn't finish my nursing degrees. I just had an LPN license that I worked under. But I feel like anybody that chooses to further their education, meet other people and become more cultured. You know, they're not boxed and oblivious to the world. They get to experience that. I'm not talking about intelligent people. I'm talking people that further their education, because you could be book smart and still be awkward and not understand a thing about the world. But people that choose to better their life because they think that, you know, with this degree, I will in fact get a raise or a better job position. They're exposing themselves to different cultures. So now they're becoming more cultured. And women nowadays, you know, back in the day, women needed men financially to provide for home, food, you know, the basic necessities. Now women are given an opportunity where they don't need that. What they really want is, well, I think what women have wanted always is to have that emotional bond and connection and like that true love. But sadly, as in a couple different episodes that I'm sure you guys have had with younger men nowadays, we're living in a time where men are looking to have the benefits of a boyfriend without the responsibility of a boyfriend or husband, you know?
I think what you're saying about just being cultured, like if we even just stop there, like if you're traveling the world and you're having different experiences and you're seeing different cultures and you're seeing how people, you know, different people operate, like you're just learning and you're taking in, soaking in all these experiences, right? And I say that because I travel too. Like I'm a traveler, that's my thing. So I feel like having traveled, having seen different experiences, seeing how different cultures operate, like I think that has a lot to do with what you soak in and what you come back home to, right? So if home is your box right here, but you've been here and you've been there and you've been here and you've been there, and then you come back to date these men in this box,
they just don't equate, they don't add up.
Right. Like, and it doesn't even have to be like a negative thing. It doesn't have to be like this thing that's just like, oh my God, you're not good enough for me. It's just like, I've seen all of this, so this is not enough for me. Don't make me feel bad about that.
Right. Don't make me feel bad.
Get your ass out there and see some more stuff too, and you might think that I'm not the woman for you.
Right.
You might be like, damn, I went to this country and these women, you know, operate like this, and this is what's for me. This is what works for me, right?
Right.
Like, so when you get those different experiences and you get to see those different things, then I feel like you have a better opportunity to make those informed decisions,
and not
right?
settle.
But if this is all you've seen,
then you're not exposed to the world.
and I've seen this, and I've seen this, and that, and that, and I learned how to operate in these different spaces. It's like, what can you...
Do you think that it's also possible that women also create this ego when they have seen this and seen that, and, you know, they've learned this and they've learned that, and now they have this degree, and now...
I think that's the stigma people put on women, because, like, it's very easy to say that it can for a woman, but not all women, right? I'm not denying that there aren't women out there that probably thrive and say, hi, you're beneath me. You know, those women exist. But I feel like it's the social stigma that people feel inadequate within themselves that then project like, oh, she thinks she's better than me. When meanwhile, you don't even know what she could be having the worst day, month, year of her life. And you think she got it all put together, you know, because in the outside world, people looking in wouldn't have a clue, but inside she's falling apart, you know?
Like, and I agree. Like you said, like, I think it goes both ways, right? I do think there are women out there who get cocky and like try to belittle men because it's like, oh, I make a 6-figure salary and I drive this car and I do this and do that. And yeah, they do try to belittle the men. Like, so I think there's that population, but at the same time, I think there is the population where it's like, no, I'm not trying to offend you. We just don't connect on those levels because I've had these experiences and you haven't, right? So if you're offended by that, that doesn't have anything to do with me. That sounds very personal. Right? So I think it can go both ways. Like, there are women who make it their point to be like, I got a master's degree and I do this and I do that and I make 6 figures and you can't do nothing for me. And if you can't buy me a Chanel bag on the first date, then it's a dub. Like, you have those, because that's the lifestyle, right? If you can't take me to a 5-star steakhouse, if I don't have a Chanel bag on the first date, it's like you broke and you can't do nothing for me.
And that goes
so there's that population,
right?
But then there's the population where it's just like, ugh, I'm here and you're not.
But
that doesn't mean a bad thing.
You know what? I really feel like even with the high IQ and with all the education, sometimes you're just not going to find somebody that's going to check all those boxes. I feel like it's like, if you're looking for love and in a relationship is what you really want to be successful in, it's like, stop trying to find someone that's as smart as you. Stop trying to find someone that has the same if they don't have a master's degree because I have a master's
Right.
degree,
No,
then
no,
I
no,
won't
no,
date you. It's like, no, because they could be smart in other ways. Like you said, you've experienced a lot with just experiences rather than, degrees. Anybody can, get a degree.
Anybody can get a
But, if you meet someone and they've experienced a lot and they've taught you a lot and they continue to teach you a lot, it's like, they're good enough for me. You gotta work on balancing your strengths.
Right.
Work off of your partner's strengths. So he might not be as smart as you. You might have all the degrees, you might have the higher IQ, but he has a lot more experience. He experienced a lot in life and he has taught me a lot and he has, a lot to offer. So even though we're not on the same on this level, he's good enough.
Right.
So I'm going to play on those strengths and he plays on my strengths because I'm smart enough to teach him stuff too.
Right. Right. So is it safe to say too, and let's keep this in mind, that even the smartest people, no matter what the degree, no matter how beautiful the house and the car is, can be straight up trash. There's some people that can be straight up trash.
No, yeah.
Being
intelligent isn't everything.
Or people with high IQs might not even I think they don't even give a shit about relationships, right? It's like, listen,
Where's my money at?
Right? Not even
having
that.
a high IQ doesn't tie you with a bow and say
like,
you're
this
perfect.
is what I want to do.
Perfect.
This is what I'm focused on. This is what I'm dedicated to 100%. You want to ride or not? You coming? Because if you coming, just come. If not, then I'm good, right? So I don't think it's that they can't have these relationships. I just think it's what they prioritize. Like you have this high IQ and you're like dead set on a research topic or something. It's like, I don't give a damn how good you look. Girl, I don't give a fuck how good that
They're
person
married
is.
to their
I got shit to do, right? Like I'm good. Married to my work. Get in where you fit in.
Right.
Right?
And some people can't tolerate that because they want the family now. They want the house, the marriage today.
Then that person is not the person for you.
Right.
That's all that means.
Right. And I feel like you said, in order to have a successful relationship, you have to have the intention. Two people have to want to do it because it does take work.
No, yeah.
It does take work. And some people may not want to use that free time on that. They might want to get a Nobel Prize. They want to use it.
It's like that's not important enough to me. Right. That's why I see about prioritizing things. Like not saying that you're not important. That's just not the most important thing.
Yeah.
Right. Like this is more important and you kind of fall right here. Not saying that has anything to do with your value, but that's just what's more important to them.
Right. Without intelligent folks, we wouldn't be having a lot of successful vaccinations and cures to diseases.
I'm okay.
So shout out to those
Get to
people.
work.
But what do you think men mostly underestimate about women? Like, what do you think they the most that men
I think they play on our emotional intelligence, right? Like women are more likely to be vulnerable. Women are more likely to be emotional, right? So I think they try to play on how you feel about them, right? It can, I'm not saying that everything has to be manipulative, but it can get manipulative. It can be like, okay, I know how to press her buttons. I know what triggers her. I know what's going to keep her. I know what's going to get her back, right? So I think they play on those things to try to keep or bring the women back. And
those motherfuckers, they don't have to be high IQs. They just smart as fuck. They use the weakness of knowing that women overall were nurturers.
What else they use?
Right? They're like,
I was thinking sexuality.
What else they use?
they use the power of, that they wine, dine, romance you, and they use the emotional, mental manipulation. And that's why I'm saying smart people sometimes will do dumb things. Look at all right, I come from a good family, dean's list, honor rolls, scholarship at one of the best Ivy League schools.
But you've done some dumb shit over a man.
And I did some dumbass shit over a man. I stayed in a really abusive relationship because I had that ride or die mentality because you see. So, you don't know what love is until you experience something that's not love.
I agree. You don't know what it is until you know what it ain't, right?
Right.
I agree.
And it takes life experiences to do that. But
that's why I say life experiences to me are more valuable than anything you can get in a degree, right? Like you can sit in a class and it's going to be structured and you're going to follow this syllabus and you're going to follow this curriculum and this is what you're going to learn and this is what you're going to leave with. Not saying that it's not valuable, but that's just the extent of what it is. Right? Whereas experiences, there's no textbook to that. There's no pamphlet to that how that's going to work. You know what I'm saying? So it's like...
So our weakness is emotion, right? does that make us?
I don't think of it as a weakness.
No, for a
It
man,
can be.
they underestimate it, think that it is weakness.
Yeah.
So now, would a submissive man be considered undervalued? Would a submissive man be a good man?
Is a good man submissive?
To like a powerful woman? Is that what we're talking about? Is a good man submissive to a powerful woman?
Do you want a man to be submissive?
I think there are men who are definitely submissive to powerful women, but not because I think they want to be, because it's just like, let me play my cards, right?
I mean, some men like to
really,
be mistreated.
I can't really
No, but
tell
being
you.
submissive, hold on. Being submissive, I don't think equates to being like mistreated.
Well, I'm talking about like domination.
No.
That's what I'm talking about.
No, definitely not. But it's like, imagine you being submissive knowing that you have a good man. It's like, imagine the roles were reversed.
That's my point, right? Like, it's completely okay, and I am 1,000% open to being submissive to a man who knows how to lead, right? Because I think that's the problem we always hit the brick wall with. We're like, every man is like, I'm a man, I got a dick, like, be submissive to me. And it's like, where are you going to lead me? Into a ditch?
Right.
Like, no. You understand what I'm saying? So it's about being submissive to the appropriate man, but in terms of men being submissive to powerful women,
maybe powerful women find that attractive because there's got to be a balance somewhere. You can't just have full masculinity, right? There's got to be some, and masculinity and femininity has nothing to do with gender, right? Because a man could be feminine and a woman could be masculine, and sometimes that is their truth. And as hard as it can be to try to undo that truth, you have to accept your truth.
But do you really think like, let's Kris Jenner and Corey Gamble? Y'all think he being submissive because he really like Kris Jenner? Or he like that chick?
I mean,
he like that chick.
Is he getting a check?
But are we talking about submissive in bed and sexual orientation? But I'm not, because that's not what I was.
I mean, we can only account for his submissiveness from what we've seen like in the media, right? But like, as far as I'm concerned, he's like a yes man. Yeah, like hold my hand on the red carpet and. You know.
Sadly, that's a different. It's sad because some people will say that it's not love and it's a power ego.
I don't want to go that far. I don't know them to say like he actually.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know.
So I won't take it that far.
No, I'm saying some people might say that, and some people might say he's just a submissive man.
I think overall men have a very big problem with being submissive. Every time we talk about submissiveness, it's always like are the women submissive to the men? Like she's too independent. She's not submissive.
Oh, guys don't like independent girls. No, they don't.
To me, I feel like I
hear that all the time as an independent woman. They're like, oh, you're single because you're independent. How is that? I make a man's life easier?
Broke
no, you
men like
dumb.
Independent women. You don't need nothing from me, and I ain't got to give you shit. So,
but I don't want to
say, girl.
Right?
To me, it's like I don't really know if a submissive man is necessarily a good man, but I know that men, maybe some men, I don't want to say men as a whole, have a problem being submissive when you're the like breadwinner, or you're the one with the higher IQ, or you're the head of the household. I feel like they're still going to try to find their way to be dominant in the household. Even if you're making the more money, even if you're smarter,
I don't think a man
it's like
being dominant,
you gotta let him be a man in the house.
I don't think a man being dominant has anything to do with money, right? No. Like it had. Like I'm not gonna say money is not a factor, but like. If you're a man, like I don't think it necessarily has anything to do with money. Like money plays a factor, but is it everything?
Yeah, but show me that you can still dominate.
Right, but you can lead. You can still lead.
Still lead. Still find the way to be dominant, you know, in our relationship, in our household.
Together and safe.
Because I feel like
protect me.
If
I want to feel safe. I want to feel protected.
Yes,
like, of course I want to be supported financially, especially if I'm bringing that to the table. Right? Like, I'm not coming in like
because
if I'm also anything, but like
I'm the breadwinner. If I'm the breadwinner in the household, and I also have my husband being submissive to me, I would just feel like, I don't know, like you're a bitch.
What am I doing with you? What am I doing
I don't
with
know,
you?
like,
so money does mean like a lot.
No, but it's not even about money. It's if you're also being submissive, like find your way to be dominant.
Take control of something.
You know?
Take the burden off of me. If financially I can take the burden off of you, maybe you can plan a date for us together.
That's kind of why you got to give the men the financial dominancy, because what else? What else?
So he has to make more money than you.
I'm guessing because this is what we're getting at is, okay, let's say the woman is the one that's providing the most money or is the only source of income. Then you know what? I don't want to come home.
The only source of income?
Let's just say.
Jesus, no.
Let's just say to that far extreme. If I'm doing this and I'm taking care of that, what are you doing to alleviate? What are you adding?
The parameters?
What are you adding?
There always has to be a story. Like, did he lose his job and he's trying to get back on his feet and y'all?
Maybe he's an entrepreneur. Let's just say he's an entrepreneur.
Maybe he's in between jobs.
Right. Yeah.
Would you support him though? Like, if this was somebody,
I mean, if we're living together, if we're under one household, what choice do I have?
Right, no. Everybody has a choice. You can be like, you broke, get out my house, I don't want to live with you. Or you can be like, I'm going to hold this down until you figure it out. So everybody has a choice. Okay. But my question is, like, would you do it? Would you do it?
I've been with men that moved in with me. Yes.
So you do it. But would you do it under certain parameters?
Not now.
I know you ain't got no money right now, but like, you got to show me a plan to go get some money.
Right. Show me some initiative.
That's the type of time I'm on, right? Like, it's okay if you tripped up. Everybody hits rock bottom.
See, I've been there.
We're together. Like, we'll figure it out. But if I don't see that you're doing anything to correct that problem.
Do you think that you would really be with someone who would just be sitting on their ass, not having a job, and
no, absolutely not,
leeching off of you?
No,
because I don't think that I would be with anyone that I would even have to ask them to show me that they're looking for a job, show me that they have a plan.
No, I'm saying in a situation, let's just say you're in a 5-year relationship, right? You guys are committed, you're invested. He's messed up right now, right? Whatever he got going on, however he brings that money in, it's not coming in, right? The well ran dry a little bit. But, like, you're going to automatically leave him? Or you're going to give him a chance to be like, all right, babe, let me get it together. And, like, I got a plan. I'm going to figure something out. Like,
yeah.
How long is too long?
That's a difficult question.
Like, because if we rocking together, like, you might be up more than me. I might be up more than you. We might be up together. Right. So it's like, I'm not going to automatically leave you if you get tripped up.
No.
But if I see that you're just sitting
slacking,
on that, and you're not trying to do anything, and I'm exerting all the effort, then yes, you got to get the fuck out of my house. Because I'm only giving birth to one kid, and I don't want to.
But then here's another thing. What you just said. Imagine everything that you just said. All right, we've been together for 5 years. I know you're having troubles. You're trying to figure it out. You need some time, whatever. What are you contributing now to my peace? Because okay, I'm not struggling financially. I make good enough so that we're living great. Like, we can go on vacation. What are you doing aside from looking for work to also contribute to the relationship? Because looking for work.
What if he like, look, babe, this is everything I applied to. Like, you come home and like, even if he didn't cook dinner, maybe he ordered dinner. Like,
with whose money though?
I mean, that's what I mean. That's why I'm asking, like, what is your level of tolerance, right? Like, if we up together, or like you up more than me, or I'm up more than you, and we balance each other out.
Keep the house clean.
Right?
Keep
like,
yourself
if
together.
The house is clean, you picking up the kids from school. You might not be cooking, but you ordering stuff.
We're a team.
Right? Like, you rubbing my feet.
Because there are some at home. There are some.
You do. You know what I'm saying?
There are some at home dads and at home husbands. There are. I mean,
I don't think they're respected as much as single moms. But.
I mean, I'm not. Well, they're not single dads. They're just taking that role of, all right, well, times are hard. I'm looking for work, so I could cook, clean, pick up. They're domesticated. You know.
So
do you love them? Do you love them less? Do you love them less?
That's
because
what I was
of
about
that?
to ask you. Do you look at a man who's?
It's not really about loving them less. It's kind of like more like respecting them a little less.
So when you go out nowadays,
respect them if your house is clean, your kids is fed.
No, I'm saying, well, okay, if he's doing something, then he's doing something, but when are you going to make the money?
Right, but if he's showing you, that's what I'm asking. Like, I think. Yeah, like
because that's not enough to keep me around.
Yeah. If he's not showing you that he's making any effort to go out there and get back to the bag, then yes, Of course,
That
dead
doesn't-
weight, release him.
Right.
But if you coming home and your house is clean and dinner's cooked and the kids are picked up and he's like, yeah, babe, I applied to these 3 jobs, you still like,
Oh no,
I won't be mad. I won't be mad. I'll be
I
glad.
wouldn't be
I'll
mad.
like,
y'all putting them on the timeline?
Support.
yeah.
Putting them on the
Support.
time- what's your
Support.
What's your
No,
timeline?
I don't know. See,
first
that's
of all,
variable.
You know.
a person like
That's
that,
variable.
a man showing that much effort into even trying to get back
Without
into
having been told what to do.
exactly.
But how long
I
are you-
wouldn't put him on no timeline because it's just like it's gonna happen.
Right.
He's applied to this and
He's
this and
doing
this
it.
and this. Like he's
not home
actively
just getting
Are you
fat.
putting them on the time? What if a year goes by and it's like, boy, you still making these damn pancakes? You ain't got no child.
I bet you gotta make me some other type. Go make some croissants from scratch, baby. You got all the time in the world.
That doesn't even
you're
seem
like, you know-
realistic though. A year?
It doesn't seem realistic. Oh no,
if he's-
it don't happen to me. But it
Well,
happens.
well. Here's my question. So forget the marriage or the living together. What about the courtship? Let's say you're dating a guy, and do you expect the guy to take care of the whole bill every single time? Are you comfortable with splitting? How long before the splitting has to be split and go
Girl,
to one way?
This conversation is so tiring. First date, he gotta pay. All right, he gotta pay the first date. If we're gonna continue to date, if you're my boyfriend and we go out
splitting
very
is like-
much
right.
constantly,
Right.
we're splitting the bill. I
Yeah.
don't expect you to get the bill
Some
all the
people
time.
will look at that and be like, what the hell? You know, like, why is he da da da? And I honestly feel like, well, if I can help in a situation and contribute to my part, then I don't mind paying for my meal.
I agree with what she's saying.
Like-
if you're trying to court me and we're not there and you're inviting me out and you're like, hey,
Right.
you're trying to get my attention and you're trying to get
Go
me to the next
50-50.
level.
I agree.
No,
No?
I'm not paying for anything. But
Oh.
like if we're together.
No, if you're courting
if you're
me. If you're
courting.
courting
so you're
me.
saying if you're courting me, don't pay. A woman shouldn't be paying if a man's courting her. But if you're in a relationship,
But no, if
50-50.
you're
relationship
if
is
you're in a
different.
relationship
But if
you're courting,
and you
I got
guys
it, we'll
go out
split it.
so I'm doing it
constantly-
wrong right now.
You're in a relationship?
I'm not in a relationship.
Oh, you going half when niggas
Not
that
all,
you
not all
just
the time. Not all the time. But
How many
I
times?
mean,
So they're just courting you?
well, there's one person courting me.
It was
it's one
it was
okay,
the
so you're
silence.
building something.
I
How
hope,
long has this person been courting you?
I hope so. Like 4
Don't
months.
get shy.
Four
Don't
months.
get
He
shy.
asked you, or did you just volunteer?
I volunteered.
Okay, and he let you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I set the tone. Is that my fault?
No, what works for you works for you. So if like you're okay,
We're
with,
not.
like,
We're not.
splitting-
We're not in a relationship. We're just court. He's yeah.
He's courting you,
Yeah.
or are you courting him?
He's
Or is this a collective?
I'm a newly single girl. I've been single for 2.5 years.
Is that newly single?
For me, it's the longest I've ever been single because I've literally jumped in from one relationship to the next, and I never gave myself a break. So for me, it's a brand new experience. You know, the dating myself, the discovering myself, and then I've recently been dating with an intention of possibly meeting a mate, right? Okay. So in September, my birthday that just passed, I decided to move forward with an intention of, okay, I feel like I'm ready to be vulnerable, practice the lessons that I've learned and apply them, right? And I kid you not, the dating pool is so
piss
bad.
in it.
It's so bad.
It has piss in it.
Like 1-2 dates, like, oh no, something intuitive, like I'm not gonna try to figure it out and wait. No, I don't have
dead
time.
it?
Dead it.
You dead it.
And come to find later on, person's married, person's, you know, abusive, person's this, and I'm like, oh wow, my intuition
Was
is
right.
right. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. But now I've been consistently talking to an individual, and there are no labels, which is kind of good for me because I want to do the opposite of my past. My past was like, what are we? You know, if I'm not your girlfriend, I can't sleep with you type of thing, you know? Like, we're getting to know each other, and I think that's great because in the process of my dating, I know what I want and what I don't want. And there's a lot of things that this individual brings that I want. And there's a lot of new school waves that I'm so naive about with things because I hear my guy friends bitching and moaning like, yo, you know, and these are guys that are well off that make like 6 figures, but they're like, damn, it would mean a lot if a girl can like, you know, hold her own weight if I'm just courting her, right? So hearing this type of intel and this type of information, not from broke dudes, but from dudes that, you know, don't want to be taken advantage of either, I put that as ammunition for me to benefit myself in the aspects of, okay, if that's what my guy friends are talking about and bitching and moaning, let me be the opposite. Let me be a new age woman, right?
So you're doing it because
I'm doing it because
you're getting this intel from
I'm
men,
doing
and
it-
you
I'm
think
doing-
you're doing it because
I'm doing it for both reasons. One, financially, I can.
okay,
You know, I'm well off, thank God. You know, and two, I've always, growing up with brothers, I've always got intel. They're like 13, 14 years older than me. So I've always, this is why it's so bizarre, because it's like I've gotten intel from a young age what guys, I presume, want in a woman. A good woman. What makes a good woman good. A lot of the times with the wrong man, they take this and they project their insecurities on you, and it's like they resent you.
But are you doing it because that's what you want to do, or are you doing it because this is what the men in my life are telling me, so this must be what
it's
men
a choice.
want?
It's a choice.
Okay.
It's like information that you get,
You take in.
and then it's like, all right, I have a choice whether to be or not be this. And I'm totally comfortable with being that, and I'm totally comfortable with shining. I don't ever want that to be misconstrued as she thinks her shit don't stink.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the times that gets confusing for a man because they think that, oh, she thinks her shit don't stink, but that's not the fact. The fact of the matter is,
Why do you sound so cute saying that? She think her shit.
Cause she like, cause it don't. Cause it doesn't.
because my shit do stink.
Okay, so
Name me a person who shit don't
let's
stink.
okay, but okay, let's get a
So now-
let's get a little deep.
as-
How long have you been dating this person?
A couple months now, and it's been good, and I really do enjoy their company, and you know,
Are you guys on the same level? Like you say, a couple of months. So I feel like at this big age that we're
Like
at,
4 months,
after a
3,
couple of
3,
months,
4.
it's kind of like you have enough background information to determine whether or not I'm going to move
continue.
forward.
Yes.
I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna dead it. Right. So
But it's still fresh, right? It's still
fresh.
It's still new.
It's still fresh because even though it's been like 4 months, it's not like I see him and talk to him every day. Like he's got a job, a career, and other projects that he's got going on as well as myself. So when we do spend time together, it's quality versus quantity. So we're spending quality time versus, oh, let's just kill time, you know? So in that time, collectively, if you want to be like a certain number, I would say it's only been like 2 months out of the 4 months. You know what I'm saying?
but you're saying at this level
At
of
this
the
level,
relationship
I
that
feel
you're
safe
in, like
enough that
you
I do
can
enjoy their company.
and you can be like, all right, babe, we can split this.
And
Like,
of course,
this
there's
ain't
shit.
gonna
Oh
be-
yeah, I'm totally comfortable. It's not like holy shit, like, oh my god,
a big deal.
like, oh my god, it's cutting my expenses. This guy, if he wants to be with me, why am I paying for this? It's not. But then I have friends of mine that look at me like I'm crazy.
But is this a big deal to you? Like, is it not a big deal to you right now? Because
not a
it's
big deal to
fun
me.
and it's flirty and it's dating. What about, like, if you guys progress to being into a serious, committed relationship where now you live together? You're going to be okay with, like, you're gonna keep that same energy. Like, we went 50-50 on dates. So when we move in together, you got 50 of these bills. Like, you're okay with that.
Financially, I'm okay with it. It's just, here's the thing. What I get confused by when it comes to my friends is because they know that I take care of my mother and my father.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a financial additive that I have. That's a responsibility to
Okay.
me. And that's nobody's responsibility but
But
mine.
your own, right.
And I would never expect the man to come into my life and take care of that, you know? Would I still be able to go 50-50? Yes, I would. The question, I guess, is, it's basically society. Like, society will look and be like, this is completely wrong. A man needs to be providing for her, especially if she's taking care of her mom and her dad. The man should be adding stuff.
But
And it's confusing
what do
to
you
me.
think, though? Because it's like, what do you think? Like, it sounds like
I
you're
feel
okay
like-
with
I
maybe
feel-
splitting
I feel like-
No,
300,
yeah, I
400.
definitely feel like you're okay with splitting 50-50 and you're just concerned about society.
I'm
But
concerned
I
about
feel
the
like
guy not
there's
feeling
no-
like a guy because I don't want, like, the whole conversation we were just having earlier today on how men will then feel belittled or feel like they don't have their purpose or their
Well,
place.
if
If you're splitting 50-50
if-
with them?
No, well, if your person feels like he's going to feel less than if he's not providing, then you let him provide. Why would there be no
if he
a
feels
fight?
comfortable with letting you split 50-50 on dates, he's going to be comfortable with letting you split that rent 50-50. Like, it's
is
like,
also-
pay for this
yeah.
$400 dinner or pay for this $4,000 rent. Like, at the end of
Right.
the day, if he's comfortable with you doing that, he's going to be comfortable with you doing it. The question is, are you comfortable with it? Are you okay with it? And I think that's just what it is. Like, what works for people works for people. Like, it might be two people who come together who say, like, we don't care about gender roles. It's just kind of like, this is what the expenses are. We're going to bust that down the middle. We're going to go about our business. There might be a woman who's like, yeah, no, I don't do that. There might be a man that be like, yeah, no, I don't do that. So I
Right.
think it's just about, like, who you connect with. Like, what are your preferences? And
Yeah,
you seek
I've
people who have
definitely-
those same preferences, then you won't have those problems. But it sounded like you were okay with splitting like dinner and like an activity.
Well,
but when
that's
it came
what-
to
yeah,
now we
for
live
sure.
together and we got to pay this rent, you're like,
For sure.
No,
I
no,
just
no.
feel like there's
what was-
after this conversation has come up so much, I just feel like there's no like one way to do things.
That's why I say you do things
Like-
how it works for you. Like what
Right.
might be right for me and what might be comfortable for me may not be the same for you.
Right,
And that's
right.
okay. It's like, are you happy with the, arrangement you have? Then good. More power to you. But I might not be okay with that. I'm going to do with, I'm going to do what I'm comfortable with. Like what your preferences are might not be my preferences. That doesn't mean you're right and I'm wrong. It just means like, date people who have the same thoughts and ideas as you. It's really
Right.
that simple. It's
Right.
really that damn simple.
Because it was interesting because I remember early on you said, if you're courting me, I expect you to pay for, because you're asking me for my time.
Yeah,
But if
yeah,
we're in a
I do.
relationship and it's 50-50, then that transition I'm totally okay with. In this situation, we're not in a relationship. So am I, the thing that like, the argument of my friends are like, you're doing the dating, the courtship wrong.
Yeah, you want to know if you're
Do you
tripping
think you
for
are?
like doing the 50-50 at this stage.
Like they're like, why are you paying? Like, they're interested in you and they want to take you out. They asked you to come to this fancy thing. You would have been completely fine going to your cafe hole in a wall.
And now you just spent $200 because he said, babe, come meet
He
me.
invited me. I'd be like, all right, so he invited me to go out to this, to have lunch at this rooftop in Manhattan, and it was really cool. And and then who paid? Asked me who paid the bill. I'm like, oh, I paid for mine and he paid for his. What's your raw opinion?
Listen, I'm going to enjoy the experience for what it was. You invited me. You're trying to
No,
court
as
me.
my friend, like as someone.
Oh,
like,
I'm like, girl, you out your damn mind. Like, what the hell?
You see,
Why?
And it doesn't even have
Why?
to do with like you're broke and you can't do it, because at the end of the day, like if I was ever on a date, I've never been on a date where a man has ever asked me to go 50-50. But if I ever were on a date where that happened, you know what? Okay, I'm going to pay 50-50 because I can. But I'm good.
Like I didn't ask to go.
I'm good. Like
so that's your
honestly,
you
feedback.
invited me out. You're trying to court me. You're trying to pursue me. So I just feel like putting all the effort in and then being like, hey, girl, you know what I'm saying? I need half. It's going to be like, okay, you got it. I'm going to give it to you, but you ain't going to get shit else from me.
Okay, so
honestly, that's my perspective always. But I feel like as your friend, I have to know your relationship, because me talking to you all night, I know that you've been in this courtship for a couple of months now. It's like, well, has he got you?
where's it going?
It kind of seems like he's got you. You guys are exclusive. I feel like the courting is done. Like
The courting is done when
how
we decide to
long-
be in a relationship together. And I think that changes everything, right? Like if we're dating, we're just having fun. Like if I'm dating you, I don't have any obligations to you. Like, of course there has to be like a certain level of respect.
I feel
and
like
that just comes with like
I feel like there's a
anything, right?
difference in like courting to like trying to get her and actually have gotten her and just like casually dating. Because if you guys are now in the stage where you guys are just casually dating, I don't feel like there's any need for him to be paying all of the, restaurant bills now. You
right,
know,
but I think that's what comes with like making those establishments, like have those conversations. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying. Like,
How do you
works for
start a
you,
con-
like
man.
how do you
How-
start a
how do you- I was
conversation
gonna
about
ask, how do
who's
you
going to
start-
be paying for
How do
what
you
now?
start a conversation?
That's, I mean, it's never
like,
been a
okay,
conversation.
so-
I'm like, I've never had to have that conversation. I don't know how to answer that, but
Wait, what has your experience been like?
nobody is. I mean, personally, no man has ever asked me to split anything with them. I've never had that experience.
Do you think it's because of you've set such a tone that like I'm not gonna do that, and so you're attracting that? Like me, I'm okay with that, so I've obviously attracted that. So obviously that may be where.
No, because I don't think I set that tone, right? Because like I said, to me, it's not like I have a problem splitting something with a man. Like if I'm dating you, we're in like a committed exclusive relationship. It's like you still have to pay for anything. No, I'm just saying like I've never had that experience where a man has said, hey, listen, I need half. I've never experienced that. That's not to say that like.
Have you ever been in an experience with a man that doesn't go down on you?
No, girl.
Girl, always.
Wait, what?
Always.
Yep.
What?
Wait, what?
I'm like, I don't know.
This is my new experience.
With like
Y'all for real? You said always?
Jamaican men.
Wait, Jamaican men don't like going down?
Apparently, but they're a liar. Like they're liars. But so apparently Jamaican men don't.
Totally curveball.
Apparently Jamaican men don't give head, but I feel like that's a complete lie because I feel like some of them really do, and I feel like they're all like followers. It's just like it's been such a stigma, so it's like they feel like, oh, I'm not doing that. We don't do that. Yeah. And it's like I've been in like before I was in the relationship that I'm in now, I've only been with one guy like officially. Mm-hmm. And we were together for about 3 years, and like he did not give head.
Girl, really? I'm clutching my pearls. Wait, so you were in a relationship with a man for 3 years who never went down on you?
Correct. Well, actually, towards the end, when he knew I was leaving, like
he tried to keep you.
Yeah.
Was it a big thing?
Is it okay for you? Like, is head not important? Because I feel like if it's not important to you and he doesn't do it, then what does it matter, right? But wait, is that important to you?
Honestly, at the time, it wasn't that important to me because
you wasn't getting it.
That was
if you was getting it, it'd honestly be very important to you, Amanda.
No, I wasn't because I lost my virginity to him, so I didn't even.
So you didn't experience anything.
See that change? See, that's different.
Okay,
you lost your virginity to him. What do you know, right? So I feel
obviously nothing.
If you lost, not even that, but like if you lost your virginity to him,
but you knew the question.
He's the one guiding you, right? Like it's likely that he wasn't a virgin when he took your virginity, so he's probably giving you the blueprint. Like, yeah, babe, this how sex go. Men don't put their mouth on that.
So here's my thing.
And then you found out that they do.
Yeah, and that's
okay.
That hurts your feelings.
Not exactly true.
You dealt with that as well?
Okay, so not for all men. I've never dealt with it up until recent. And mind you, I hate when a guy goes down on me. Not because they suck.
No. Pause. Why?
I've never, it just sometimes guys get too excited, and I know this is wrong.
You haven't had the right head.
This is
you
wrong.
Haven't had the right head.
This is wrong because, okay, wait, listen. Mm-hmm. I enjoy pleasing someone. I'm a giver. There's no doubt about it. I'm a giver. Fun. It's really hard to receive, but
it's hard to receive.
It's hard for me to receive. But wait. I love going down on a man. I love giving him head. But when it comes to that being reciprocated, I've always felt like, ew, like I think about, and I know this is my Virgo, probably analytical person. Ew, how many bitches have you eaten? That's gross. Get your fucking nasty ass mouth away from my
But it's okay with you
putting
putting your mouth on their dick because that's where the dick goes.
Wait, right. So now this is where it gets even more mind fuck for me because I've never really liked it because I'm like, ew, that's gross, blah, 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 go brush your teeth, go rinse your mouth, and then do this because my kitty's too pretty, But then I've allowed them to do it, and sometimes it's felt good. Not all the time, but now I'm not gonna say now. Retract. I have dealt with it one time where a man has not gone down on me or offered. And it became like, and my friends were like, well, why is it an issue if you don't even like getting head? And I'm like, I don't know. And I
want to respectfully decline the offer.
And they were like, and what they brought to light.
I still want them to want to.
I want you to offer, but I want to say
what they brought to light to me was, what does it bother you that it's not a reciprocated offer? And I thought like, oh shit, that might just be it. That might just be what it is. Like I've never not had a man want to not go down on me.
Let me ask you this. Honestly, do you kiss them in the mouth?
Yes, I've kissed them.
So why would it not be okay for them to eat your pussy?
It's not that it's not okay. It's just my own mental thing that I have to. Once I get through that mental block, then then it's pleasing for me.
What causes the block, right? Because to me, kissing a man in the mouth is way more intimate than you.
I'm sorry because all right, you know what? As a woman who has obviously parts, I know that we bleed. I know that and I know men can be they don't care. They just don't care. So I just
exactly. So go for it.
And that's the shit that bothers me. Women were kind of like, all right, let's go take a shower, or I know it's not sweaty, nasty, it's good, it's in a good condition. It's different. I don't know what it is, but I'm not talking about that. We're talking about the fact
Here's my thing. I could be coming for the gym. If it's Fiji, it's Fiji. Like, we ain't got those kind of problems.
The fact of the matter is like, yeah, and I take really good care of myself, and I don't want no motherfucker to just, I don't know.
But to me, I think what I'm asking you, like, to me, it's confusing. I feel like kissing someone in the mouth is so much more intimate.
I love kissing in the mouth.
Right. So what I'm saying is you will kiss the man in the mouth, but you'll have reservations about him going down on you?
It's the head for me.
It's
Right?
You
To
don't,
me,
you
it's
don't
like,
be thinking about where that penis has been. That you're
to me,
putting your
that's
mouth
much more
on.
important, right? So if you'll let him put the
because-
penis in you, but you'll have reservations about him, and I'm asking, I'm not assuming.
And I don't
right?
know. I don't know where it comes from. I just know that I went.
You
to an
know
all-
that that's just-
I know I went to an all-girls school. I know that some girls are very nasty down there, and
But if you know you're not,
and
it's like
I'm not. But the thing is, just like
Thanksgiving, baby.
it's just weird. It's just, and again, once I get through that mental block, once they're doing what they're doing, I'm gonna say, 9 times out of 10, it's felt good. Once I
So
get
it has
myself,
more to do with like
it's my mental block.
Yeah, it
But
has
the thing
nothing
is, but
to
the
do
thing
with.
is, having experience for the first time in my life, a man not offer, then it put me in my feels a little bit. And my friends were like, "Let's just be real. You're not even big on that. Like,
It doesn't matter. You're like he didn't offer.
and I didn't. I was like, but I don't know what it bothers me. And then one of my girls was like, it's probably because he just didn't offer, because you're giving, and the polite thing, I guess, would be. And now it's a different thing if he's not into doing that. That's totally different, because then you both are like a happy pair, because you don't like getting
So
eaten
you're
out,
okay
and
with dating a man that says, "Listen,
I don't like it,
I'm
never
not
done
into it. I don't want to do it." You're
Right,
okay with dating him?
I'll be like, all right, cool, you're a perfect
good with
match.
that,
You're a
Amanda?
perfect match, because I don't like that anyway.
You said you like pleasing though.
No. For me, done to me. Yeah, I love to please. I love to give head.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
you love to give head, so that's just something you love to
love
do,
to
right?
do.
It doesn't have anything to do with
And-
whether or not he's doing it to you, and that's just your preference.
Right, that's
right. So what I'm saying is like you're okay with always giving the head,
Right.
and you would be okay with a man that you're dating or
That has never liked
that's saying, "Hey, babe, that's not my thing. I don't want to do it." You're okay with
Damn,
that.
it
Yeah,
really
but-
sucks that you
but
like
wait,
to give head,
wait, but
because
wait.
I would be like, I'm not doing that.
But wait.
How do you feel about that though?
But if I know that a motherfucker has given bitches head, then why have you not gone down on me?
How would you know that though?
Did you ask him?
He gonna lie.
No, it's not that.
No,
I
but like she
asked
knows.
him.
She knows
It's-
already. So did you know?
Here's my thing.
What?
Here's my thing, and I'm
Can
gonna
she
be
be good
very
without her?
honest with you.
You know what it is?
I'm not dating you. I'm not. Yeah, no, I'm not okay with not getting head. Absolutely not. Like, no.
Can I be really honest with
Hell
you?
no.
I feel very vulnerable right now, and it's gonna be crazy.
It's okay. Let it out.
Okay, I'm his first not white girl.
So what does that mean?
All vaginas are created differently.
Are they?
They are.
Vaginas get
Wait,
wet.
did he say that? Did he say
it's
your
like-
vagina is different
that to
than?
you?
No, he never said that. Never said that. No. He's not the bad guy. Here's me the over. So, okay. Obviously you know that I'm not white. Okay? So I'm
Okay.
not
Like
pink.
putting out your skin, like
I'm not white. I have olive in me. I'm tan. I'm bronzy. I get bronze. I'm indigenous. So obviously I don't. It's not.
I can't speak for other women's vagina. I can only speak for my own vagina. Here's my thing.
No, I'm not saying.
Yeah, like I can only speak for my own vagina, so I don't know.
No.
I was like, us black girls.
I don't know what a white woman's
about. vagina.
vagina does. I don't know what.
Okay.
Like
So,
I can only speak for my own.
So here's where.
And we get busy.
So here is what I mean.
Okay, please.
So some women come with different shades,
Okay.
different colors, different
Okay.
different sizes, different
Right.
this. Now sizes can vary on any ethnicity.
The sizes of vagina?
but of the lips. I'm talking about lips. I'm talking about.
I don't think that's a cultural thing. Is that just
No, I'm
like-
saying everybody has. I'm just saying, but white women have. It's not dark down there.
Oh, so you think that has something to do with like who's attracted to you?
No, I thought that might be the reason. But then come to find out that the first time we had sex, okay, we were both a little tipsy. Mm-hmm. He had apparently gone down on me, and it was getting.
You didn't
really hot.
remember?
I
It
was
wasn't.
to say, what do you
it
mean
wasn't good
apparently?
enough.
It was a little. I was a little tipsy. I remember now when he did say, he was like, "But you wanted me to, be inside of you."
No, tell me. I want to
And
know.
I was like, "Oh, that
he
is
wanted you to what?
No, I had told him. I took his head and I was like, "No, I want you inside me."
Okay.
So that's something that sounds like what I would say.
Okay.
And oh my god, this is so bad.
So it's penetration. I mean, it could be your preference.
So
It's
so
penetration.
so
That
so
is some people's preference.
right.
Yeah,
so,
some people don't care about it.
So
I'm not one of them.
but that
I know.
that alleviated my mental stress
Okay.
of okay. So he did go down on me, but why haven't you tried since then? And in one conversation on vacation, we were talking about, and I said something about vaginas, and he was like, I was like, yeah, you don't like vaginas, right? He's like, oh no, I like vaginas. I've seen some really pretty vaginas, and then I've seen some like not so pretty vaginas. And then I was like, do I fall into the not so pretty vaginas?
Oh, so see, I think you're taking a lot of stuff personally.
It
right?
is. It is.
Like,
I feel like.
I think
what
it's an
did he
internal
say?
thing.
No, and I didn't say anything about that. I stood quiet and I observed. I took that in and I was processing in. So is this why he has not gone down on me since then? But I never approached him and
You
said,
never really asked?
I haven't dealt with that. I'm dealing with a white man.
I've never dated a non-black guy, but the experiences that I've heard from my girlfriends who have, I remember my girlfriend.
All my exes are white.
No, I
and they've
remember
all
one of
gone
my
down on me,
girlfriends.
So this is new to me too.
No, I remember one
All
of my
of your exes
girlfriends
are
who
white?
Well, they were
dated.
Latino white.
She was a black girl.
Italian.
She dated a white cop, and oh my God, it was weird. Anyway, he ended up dying in the line of duty, and his funeral happened, and she wanted me to go with her. So we're like on our way to the funeral, and I'm like, how you know this man? Like, what's up? So she tells me their experiences, and she's like, I remember one time, you know, he was like drunk. He came to my house and whatever. Like they had already been sleeping with each other. So it wasn't about nothing, but it was like, he was like hype. He was drunk. He came in. He's like, I want to fuck that black fat pussy. And she was like, I didn't have sex with him that night because it felt racist. And I can't speak for her what her experience was, but I just remember laughing at that because she like when she was recanting the story to me, she was like, yo, he was so like
Some people have
serious
fetishes,
about
though.
like that black pussy. Like I don't know, almost like it was a fetish for him.
That's what I'm saying. Some people, it is a fetish. Like some people love
Yeah.
Latina women, black women because it's a
Yeah.
fetish. Asian women, it's a fetish.
Mhm.
The guys that I've been with a Portuguese guy who's European, an Italian guy, European, a German, Italian guy, European, and a kid from Michigan. They don't get
So
more
you
white
have the
than that.
fetish.
No, I have a. I guess. No, because I've seen black men and Asian men that I'm like, God, he's fucking fine as hell. I just haven't had the opportunity to sit down and get to know on a deeper romantic level. Because all my friends that are black, because all my girlfriends are black, they're either married or engaged or not. I haven't met a single black man, let's just say, okay? And the Latinos, I'm sorry, I wouldn't. They would be at the bottom of my tier because they're very machismo. They're really about like
Latin men?
Latin men.
Ooh, yeah.
They're very like, and I can't
They
deal with
are.
that because
Oh,
I just can't deal
so
with that. So my experience is the guys that I've dated have been in a relationship. They've all gone down on me. Again, that's been their thing. They want to please me because I'm pleasing them, and they're reciprocating it. I'm like, all right, I'm not going to take that away from them because they want to clearly.
But it sounds like you're like okay, like you're okay with it either way. Like if you give it to me, fine. It only sounds like you're not okay with it
Because
if
he
they're not
didn't offer it.
because he didn't offer
Because
it.
you're like,
But then also that one thing that was mentioned, and he was like, "Oh no, I like vaginas," because I thought he didn't, because I was completely oblivious of the.
you thought he didn't like vaginas?
No, I didn't think he liked eating out vaginas.
Oh.
Yeah, of course he liked vaginas because we had sex. We have sex, really great sex. But what I'm saying is, when I was saying that, he's like, "No, I've seen some really pretty ones, and then I've seen some," and then I'm like, and this conversation was before realizing that he's already gone down on me. So it's like, it's very like, I don't know if it's because I'm not pink down there, you know? I have melanin. It's brown, you know? What the fuck? Like, it's not pink. It's not peach.
Don't matter the color. Does it
I know
taste-
it don't
like,
matter.
Right, like, does it taste good?
It does
That's all
taste good.
that matters.
I've been told it
What are
tastes
your
delicious.
thoughts on that,
I've been
though?
told
Like,
it
are
tastes
you...
delicious.
Like, because it seems like, and like I said, like, what your preference is what your
And now I
preference
kind of
is.
want motherfucker to go down.
Yeah.
No, yeah, for me, I like
Right,
head.
like, what are your preference?
For
like, can you date a man
still
who's
have a
like, I'm not
huge
good with
wall of
that?
shame.
Right, I have a girlfriend, so I'm in a lesbian relationship. I get head,
Okay.
you know, when we're having sex. But
Okay.
you know, if I was to continue dating, like if I was to move on from this relationship, I would not be dating anyone that told me that they're not giving head. Like, I'm just not accepting that anymore.
Yeah, and he didn't say he doesn't give head. Clearly
Anymore.
he
So
gave
once
head.
upon a time you did.
No, yeah, once upon a time I did because I
She
was
discovered
young.
how good it is.
Because I was young. I was 17 when I lost my virginity and I was in that relationship.
Okay.
And I was in that relationship for 3 years. So yeah, I dealt with that, and I spoke to someone right after him. Like, we dated. I didn't, like, that wasn't my boyfriend, but we dated. He didn't give head either, and I didn't give him head right back.
Okay. Wait, so you're saying you have a girlfriend right now, right?
Yeah.
So are you bisexual? Are you?
I guess we can say that.
Yeah, you just like whatever I like is what I like.
Yeah. I mean, it's not whatever.
She clearly is having more fun with the girl, though, because the men have disappointed.
So
the men have
So
disappointed.
is it a difference to you whether or not, like, okay, so you've dated men, you've slept with men, you've dated women, you know, I'm not saying you've dated women and slept with women, but like you're saying you're in a relationship with a woman right now, right? Like, so does it make a difference to you whether or not, like, being in a relationship with a woman and they're offering or not offering to give head versus a man? Like, does that make a difference to you? Like, do you take it more personally if, like,
if this
a man is saying he doesn't give head versus a woman not saying? Because a man say, like, no, I'm not going to give you some head, but
I've never experienced that. A woman.
What if a woman said, I don't like it?
What are you gonna? What else are you doing?
No, well, I was gonna say, would that be considered?
No, my thing is like,
selfish?
yeah, I mean,
would that be considered selfish of her to not reciprocate it for you? And is that only?
So if she said, I got some toys, I got some strap-ons, I got a bunch of other shit, but I don't want to put my mouth down there.
How would you feel?
A relationship with a woman, would you be okay with that? Do you have the same standards and same rules whether you're in a relationship with a man?
Would you take it personal?
Or a woman?
I mean, I'm gonna take it personal either way. Man, woman, it's like this is what I'm not accepting anymore.
Now you know you like
this.
But
with a woman, you're not gonna find that.
Right.
She's not telling you that. Okay. Like she's just not. She's doing it. Okay.
So that's never. It's like it would never even happen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that is what I'm saying.
But what about you?
What about me?
So if he comes to you and he says, I'm not eating that pussy.
That's going to be very difficult. I might not talk to him no more.
But you're saying that you've
I feel like
dealt with
if
men
someone
who
would
haven't.
like to straight out say, I'm not.
I mean, if you
that sounds rude. That sounds rude.
Well, I don't mean like on the first date where like, yeah, what kind of drink do you want?
If they say that to me, I'm going to be like, oh, well, then I can't give you head.
No, I mean,
that sounds like, oh, okay.
Bye.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm walking out. Like,
but if somebody genuinely was like, I've tried, it's not my thing, I really don't like doing that, it makes me throw, like, and I could feel that sincerity, then in my truth of truths, I know.
But do you guys have sex conversations before actually having sex?
No.
I've never had sex conversations.
So, no, actually, I'll take that back. No, I take it back. I take it back. Like, I feel like when I was younger, I didn't have those conversations, right? When I was younger, it was like, oh my God, I'm not asking him that. I'm not talking about that. Like now, at this age, it's like, what's up? You fucking somebody else? Like, what we got? What are we doing?
Well,
right?
that's different. That's different.
You know
Knowing what if they're exclusively with you or someone else is very important to have that conversation.
I mean, it can be important, but they can lie as well.
And they can. That's
right.
Also
so
true.
my thing is like, where you at with it? Like, or what are we doing? Right? It comes.
I could tell you this: the older I've gotten, the hornier I've become, though.
I know, but you guys don't have like sex conversations like before you actually get to like try it out. Like you guys never be like,
the sex conversations.
So what have you done?
The sex
have you?
Yeah,
I've done shit.
Like
no, after sex, I'd be like, oh, so what's your fantasy?
So you don't disclose it till after because we've had we're grown. Like we can have sex conversations before, and guess what? I can make you feel like I'm about to have all the sex with you, but guess what? I'm not. Right? Really? So you don't think I can have a whole conversation with you? We can discuss everything we want to discuss. You can feel like I'm about to give you some pussy, but guess what? I'm not.
I'm not teasing nobody like that. I'm not.
No. I don't think it's I'm not saying it's teasing. If we're having a sex conversation and you're turned on by what I'm saying to you, then that is between you and your dick. But I'm not saying I'm gonna fuck you just because I'm saying.
Why am I be talking about sex with nobody I want to have sex?
But we're grown. Like we can't. Like I'm talking with you about sex. Does that mean I want to go home and sleep with you?
You're like a phone sex operator.
Can I explain this? Can I explain this?
Is it?
It is.
You're kind of cute.
Well, there's no conversation about having sex. We're literally having it right now, right? So I don't plan the sex. Once we've had sex and I'm comfortable with you, then I want to venture and be like, oh, what are you into? What have you done? And
Have you ever had sex with somebody and like that was the
have you gotten
that was the incident that like broke the ice?
What turns you on? Like me, I'm like I'll tell them what turns me on. You know.
Ladies, question for you: raw or strap?
Oh no!
Keep it 100 first time.
Listen, first time.
First time. Wrap that shit up.
You can never
wrap that shit up.
Hello.
First time.
That's cap.
No, that's truth.
No. What he's saying is cap because listen, sometimes
motherfuckers carry that shit in their pocket.
You're right.
They carry it in their pocket. You have a condom?
Cap.
Yes,
y'all,
you don't? Sorry.
No.
This ain't 93.
He's right. Sometimes.
No. Well, then you've been in a very gifted, blessed situation, but there's not one day that I was like, all right.
What makes that gifted a blessed, right? What makes it gifted a blessed is like I went to the doctor, I got checked out.
No. I'm talking about in that moment, you was like, damn, that dick's fine. I want it in me. That's what I mean. You got blessed by something. I have not been in the situation where like, hey, I want to risk this. You know, like I just.
The guy you with right now, you hitting raw? Keep it
Yes.
But y'all only dating though, right?
Exclusively.
So y'all go together.
But we're not in a relationship.
Hold on.
2022.
Oh, no.
I don't understand.
No, I gotta ask him. So, dating exclusively and going together.
Apparently, there's an extra step.
What's his name?
I'm not gonna do that.
No, what does dating exclusively mean though? Dating exclusively means hello, it's me and it's you, right? There's no other outside
you gotta
parties.
go to him tonight and say, "Are you my boyfriend?"
Girl, it is 2022. Apparently, there's an extra level to this.
No, I think you love him, so you letting some shit slide.
Do you love him?
You love him?
I think you gotta go to him tonight and say, "Are you my boyfriend?"
She's okay, but what's the difference between saying I'm dating exclusively and you're my boyfriend? Because the way I define it, dating exclusively means I'm dating you and you're dating me.
And I will not punch
entertaining these people.
If you're entertaining anybody else.
No, I'm not gonna punch you. I'm gonna
cut you.
No, I said cut.
I will
punch you. Cut.
I'm gonna paper cut you because that shit hurts.
So dating exclusively and like being in a
rules. I'm just living in this
No.
world.
I'm asking you what your rules are. So you said we're dating exclusively. So to me, dating exclusively means I'm dating you and you're dating me, and anything outside of that is gonna be a problem.
Yes. Well, that's
right. So that means we go together. I love you. Come rub my feet. Right.
Yeah, do you see the wheels turning in my head right now? Absolutely.
So what is dating exclusive? What does dating exclusively mean to you if it doesn't mean we're together?
To me, it means that he's the only guy I'm entertaining.
So y'all go together. Y'all go together.
But I can't. But I will not
y'all
say
go
he's
together.
my boyfriend.
Why not? What's the difference?
Because motherfuckers, I guess, get scared of that title too soon. I don't understand. I don't know.
But why are you concerned with that?
I'm not concerned because I'm actually okay. I'm concerned about the conversation I still don't know the answer to. How do I approach this? Hey. Is my pussy not pink enough for you? Please, somebody tell me what to do.
See, you gotta ask him that before you ask him.
Why would you ever have to ask a man that? If you're not eating my pussy, like, nice to meet you. Like,
Jasenia,
why does that have to be?
Like you think I'm gonna say we need to talk about something?
I'm not having a conversation with a man.
Do you think it's wrong that I had this conversation here first before I got a chance to talk about it with him?
No.
Is he gonna watch this?
He probably.
Talk to him like tonight. And then tell him when it's gonna air.
Don't air this! I think. How did we get here?
It's Alan.
Alan, you damn devil.
Yeah, Alan's tricky.
Alan, you got me into trouble.
What did I do?
Because this is not a conversation I wanted to have with the whole world. I wanted to have it with
Why
you.
didn't you have that conversation?
Because I'm very shy. I'm still learning how to be vulnerable.
But you're shy about a man eating your pussy?
I just self-sabotage all the fucking time.
She's nervous. Alan, you done made her talk about some stuff that's gone. She definitely ain't getting her pussy ate when she get home.
Hey guys, so that concludes our episode of 8 at the Table. We had some real good conversation. I want to say thank you to Miss Vanessa.
Thank you for having me.
And Miss Jasenia for joining us today. We had some real candid conversation, y'all. And I just want to let you guys know that we are so thankful for you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We are almost at 100K subscribers, so thank you so much. Please continue to do what you're doing, and we have merch. Please click on our link and buy our merch. That'll be very appreciative. And we'll see you next time.